Hi, this is Rich Lavens at Watlow, and today we're working with the Eurotherm 3504 series controller. This particular controller also comes in an 1/8 DIN size. And what we're going to be doing is resetting the instrument. So say somebody out in the field's been button pushing, or you just don't know where this thing had been left, and it's just easy to reset it. So let's run through this reset procedure, and then we're also going to run through a quick code setup. So to reset it, we have our page key, our enter or scroll key, and then the down and up buttons. So we're going to hold that page key, and we're just going to keep her mashed down there for a second. Keep her down. When you see access level 1, use your up or down button and go to config, and then it'll prompt you to enter a passcode. So the config passcode is the number 4. Now you can see we're in config. So we're going to hit our scroll key 1, 2, 3 times. There's that config code. Now what we can do is if we enter a 0 here, it prompts the instrument to clear the memory. So we're going to hit the enter key again a few times here, go slow, and we're going to get to a clear memory parameter, and we're going to say yes, I want to clear all memory. Do you really want to do it? Yes. That's going to restart the instrument, and it will have wiped out any configuration that was in there prior to the reset. And when it boots up, it's going to prompt us to go to a quick code. So here's the first thing. Now, this particular unit of mine has a lot of features on it. So one of them is communication. So what do I want my protocol to be? Modbus. Enter. Auto discovery, on or off. I'm going to turn it on. I'll explain that a hair more in the iTools section of this. And here's a quick start. I can use my up down keys and go to config or quick start, but let's stick with quick start. And it says go to quick start. I can hit the page key to cancel or the enter key to accept. So we are now in quick start. This is loop 1, the process value input. This specifically is what we call the unit. So centigrade, Fahrenheit, Kelvin, there's a bunch of different ones in here. We're just going to stick with Fahrenheit. Enter. This is our resolution or decimal point. So we'll put in a 1/10 of a degree. This is my sensor type or my range. So there's K's, J's, all the different thermocouple types are in there, 4 to 20. We're going to leave this set up as a K. And again, enter. This is my process value range high. This is the maximum temperature the controller will display. So we're set at 2501. We'll bring that down to 2500. Round her off there. So now this thing will display up to 2500 degrees. Hit enter. This is the low end of the range. Right now it's set at -328, which is probably not ideal for a type K, so let's just bring that up closer to 0. We're going to hold the up button. The longer you hold the button, the faster it increments. See how close I can get to 0 here. Not too bad. Once it dials in, then you can kind of hit it one button at a time. Get her to 0. Enter. Loop 1. This is the control channel 1. So this is the first output of the loop. Right now that's set up for PID, but we can set it to on off or shut it off completely, valve position bounded. But in our case, we're going to leave it as PID. This one, all the controllers, you could have a second channel output associated with loop 1. So if you're going to do heating and cooling, you could set channel 2 up for cooling. I'm not going to do that. So this is loop 2. My controller has 2 loops of control. It sets up exactly the same as loop 1. Again, I'm not going to set that up here. These units always come with 2 logic inputs. This is LA. This is LB. And they both set up the same, but we could have that set up for, say, loop 1 auto manual. This is a Form C relay output. You can see right now it's not set up to do anything, but let's assign that as an alarm. We'll make it alarm 1. So when alarm 1 triggers, it'll energize that relay. Module 1A. So in Module 1A, I've got a DC output. And I can set that up for different things, but in our case, we're going to set it up for loop 1, channel 1 output. So that's the heating output of channel 1. Enter. And what do I want that output to be? So in my case, I'm going to make that 4 to 20. So the 20 milliamps represents 100% output. That's what I want. So I'm going to hit enter. And the 4 milliamps represents 0% output. That's what I want. You can change it if needed, but again, we're going to leave that as is. My unit has another analog input, so we're not going to use that. Some of this I'm just going to toggle through for the sake of time. That alarm 1 we set up for that RR relay, or AA relay, again, let's make that an absolute high alarm. Enter. Where am I referencing that? We're going to say I want to look at my process value. And then where do I want that alarm to trigger at? The threshold is what Eurotherm calls it sometimes. We'll just set her close to 100. 107. Enter. That alarm, once it triggers, what do you want it to do? We could have auto reset, manual reset, an event. But in our case, we'll just stick with auto reset. Alarm 2, and so forth, I'm not going to set up. They would set up similarly. And then finally we get to finish. Yeah, we're done. Yes. Enter. It'll reset. And now that controller will have built up all the function blocks in iTools that you programmed here. So we're going to jump over to iTools now, and I'll show you what we ended up with. Okay, so I'm at iTools. iTools is a free download from the Eurotherm.com or Watlow.com website. This is the instrument. I just wanted to show you this quickly. This is the instrument before we did the Quick Start program. So as you can see, in graphical wiring, there are no function blocks wired. So now I'm going to go back and show you this after I do the Quick Start. Okay, so we've redone our Quick Start, or went through our Quick Start. When you turn Auto Discovery on, it should allow you to hit this Add button and find the instrument. There it is. And then I'm going to click OK, and it should go out and find that. And it's going to tell me the password has not been set, so we're going to do that too. So when you clear it, it also clears the password. So let's just put in, has to be a certain combination of letters, numbers, and symbols, and it tells you that here. So I'm going to use Euro 3504 exclamation point, and then I'm going to copy that. And I'll show you why in a second. Apply that to the device. And we have successfully downloaded that password to the device. So I'm going to hit OK, which will close that window. Remember before, when we hit graphical wiring, there was nothing here. Now, after we've went through the quick code, you can see it has put a bunch of different blocks and pre-wired based on what we told it to. Now, again, my unit has a lot of different things here. So it may not be quite right, but it kind of gives you a jump start. So like these alarm blocks and all this stuff I'm not using, I can simply surround those. And if I'm not using them, I can hit delete. So they'll take those back out and they'll park them back over here on the left-hand side. So right now I've highlighted, I hit delete it, but they're still kind of hanging out here just a little bit lighter. This is the download wiring to instrument. So in this case, I want to take those out. So we're going to hit this. It'll go out and find those other function blocks and erase them. I don't really want a programmer or loop 2, so I can take a lot of this and again, just simply get rid of what I don't want. Without going into tremendous detail from here, I just wanted to show you that when you run through a configuration, it does pre-wire what you tell it. So there's the fixed I/O that I used. There's my high alarm. If I click on the gray header in that high alarm, there's the threshold, the set point I put in there, 103. If I go into my thermocouple type, there's the decimal I used. And in my PID loop, there's the valve position bounded. So again, it does a certain amount of setup. I still prefer going into iTools after the fact to kind of clean up my my blocks. But really, the Quick Start gives you a pretty quick way to get up and running. I hope you find this video helpful, but reach out and let us know. Thank you.